Hello, flute players. This video is for Swing the Mood. We'll be talking about the second flute part in this video. So if you have the second flute video, stick around. If you have the first video, go find Mrs. Kuminato's video because she's taking care of all of the first flute parts. Cool. So let's get started with this first line. And actually, I think this first line might be the hardest line in the whole song. So we'll go really, really slow. We'll work it up, and I'll give you a couple of little tips on how to think about it. So, let's start. If we look at it, we have 4 eighth notes in a row, 1 and 2 and then we have eighth rests followed by eighth notes. So we're going to have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. So the reason that I can read that so fast is I'm not thinking of what is every single note? I'm thinking of note rest pairings. So if I see 2 eighth notes together, I know I have 1 and. If I see 4 eighth notes together, I know I have 1 and 2 and. If I have an eighth rest followed by an eighth note, I know that that is on an and. And so with that, I can read 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and with no problem at all. So I'm just following along with it in my head, but we're going to start out way slow. So we have some high notes in here. We have high Fs, which is F minus your middle finger. We have high Es, thumb 1, 2, 1, 2. Your pinky is optional. I think I do use it in this one. Yeah, I keep my pinky down for this section, but most of the time I'll keep it up. I only leave it down if it makes it easier to switch fingers. And then all of our other notes, we have B natural, so make sure you have your thumb on this thumb key, first finger, and then for B flat, you can add this, da 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 da. Let's go really, really slow through this first line, okay? 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, go. Now, I think the hardest part of this line is that switch from F to E and back. So, I do what's called the wiggle game with that switch. I'll go wiggle back and forth, and then wiggle back and forth, wiggle back and forth. So I'm just going F, E, 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 F. And I do those pauses just like that. I'll show you right now. And that, you start at whatever tempo you want, and you speed up until you can play it in the same tempo that the music goes. So that could take as long as it takes. That is entirely up to you, but it's worth it because you're going to have to play F to E a million times when you play flute. It's super common, and it's a pretty tricky switch, so you might as well just get used to it now. Let's try that slow tempo again. Ready? 1, 2, ready, go. Alright, so that is our slow tempo first line. Let's try it up to tempo now, just so you know what your goal is, what the goal tempo is. And while we're doing it, especially when we do the slow tempo, check out all of these staccato marks, your tenuto marks, and your accent marks, and try to observe all of those. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, go. And then the rest of the band will play, so we're not going to worry about those rests. When we have, at measure 19, we have A flat, G, A flat, A. So we're just going down. What's our chromatic scale? A flat, G, A flat, A. Let's play those 2 measures. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, go. Now we're going to do it again and really focus on 1, the dynamics. We start mezzo forte and crescendo, and you can actually start a little bit under mezzo forte so that crescendo does a little bit more. And then in measure 20, we have a tenuto over the first, a staccato over the second, and an accent over the third note. So make sure we're doing all of those. Ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, go. Alright, one more thing to mark down. If you don't have a repeat sign from the start of measure 21 going back to the start of measure 9, go ahead and add that in. Now when I add repeat signs, I don't like to just add a line with 2 dots because then I'll miss it every time, pretty much every time. So what I do is I draw these brackets, and this one tells me, hey, there's a repeat coming up, and this one tells me, hey, go back to that one. So I always draw in brackets so I know exactly where I need to go. Next, let's take a look at Rock Around the Clock. We rest for the beginning of this song, but then we do get to play a lot in it. So we have those 5 measures of rest, and then we go, we're gonna rock around the clock tonight, gonna dun dun dun. And we really need to think about the swing. This song is called Swing the Mood, and we swing the whole song. So we're always going to play our 8th notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Oops, I have the hiccups. So if we look at that measure where we come in, we have a half rest and then an 8th rest. So half rest, everything's fine. 8th rest means our next 8th note is on an upbeat. And 4 and 1, rest. And 3, rest. And 1, 2, and... So we're just following along, and then our rhythm gets a little bit easier. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 4, and 1, and 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, and we'll go back and look at all that. Let's try playing just those 3 measures before 29 that we play in. Just and 3, and 1, and 3, and 1, 2, and 4, and I really find it's a little easier if I either tap my foot on, especially on those 8th rests so I can feel where the beat is, or sometimes I'll take like a quick breath right there so I know exactly where I am in the music. Let's try those 3 measures. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. All the same note, all a C. Sounds easy enough to me. Let's look at 29 to 41 now. So we started counting these measures. If you look at the 4th line, that's where the measures get a little bit trickier. We need to go through a little bit more in depth. 1 and 3, 4, 1, 2, and we have 2 8th notes tied to each other. So that's the same length as 1 quarter note would be, but it's showing you, hey, I start on the upbeat, not on a downbeat. And then it shows you that the next 8th note that you're going to tongue, that C, also starts on an upbeat. So that measure is 1, 2, 1, 2, and 4, and 1, 1, 2, and 4, and 1. So if you need to write in 1, 2, 3, 4, I do that all the time in my music. Go ahead and do that. And then after that, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 2, and 3, 4, and... Alright. We're not going to play right before measure 41 in this section. We'll add that into the next section because those are actually pickup notes to those C's. Let's start at measure 29 and we'll play until measure 40. Ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, go. Let's do that one more time and we'll go a little bit closer to tempo now. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. I played an A flat when I was supposed to play an A natural, so make sure you double check your key signature. A naturals, E naturals, B flats. All right, now let's look at measure 40. We have a nope, not quite chromatic. It looks chromatic. C, C sharp, just your pinky, D, and then E natural. C, C sharp, D, E natural, and then back to C. So slow motion. Yep. Make sure you go back down to C, because the first flutes are going to play that higher part that makes a little bit more sense. And then if you look after the third note, we have a line that kind of looks like a fall. And it is a fall. That's what it's called. It's called a fall. And what you're going to do is you're just going to add fingers. I add mine one at a time because that's basically going down a scale. And let's try playing. You do that over and over again until measure 51. And then we have 1, 2, 3, and 4, and F, F, D, F. Let's play from those 2 beats before 41 all the way until 53. And then we'll play the whole song Rock Around the Clock. Ready? 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, let's back up to measure 20. We won't start at 21. Back up to measure 28, 7, 26, and we'll start in measure 26 and play all the way till measure 53. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. One, two. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're on to Hound Dog already. Okay, so we only play 2 notes in Hound Dog. Not our song. And the 2 notes we play in Hound Dog are actually pickups to Shake, Rattle, and Roll, our next song. So, Hound Dog, check, great job, perfect playing. All right, Shake, Rattle, and Roll. We start on the and of 3 of the measure before, and 4, 1, 3, and 4, and 4, 1, 3, and 4, and 4, 1, 3, and 4, and just over and over again. Once you can read the rhythm one time, you can read it every time. And our notes are just F, G, B flat, or new B flat with our circle, thumb, key, first finger, and pinky. I like that one best because you move fewer fingers. Let's try Shake, Rattle, and Roll. Starting at our pickup notes. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. That's it. Make sure you're really doing all of those staccatos, legatos, accent, all of those things. And we'll move on to All Shook Up at measure 77. We also have pickup notes to All Shook Up. B flat, oh, and our key signature changed. Our key signature changed again at Shake, Rattle, and Roll, but it was okay because we didn't have any E's. So if you missed that one, you're not going to be in a ton of trouble. But if you miss this one coming up, you definitely will. So maybe circle all of your key changes in this part. You don't need to circle every line because then you'll ignore it. But if you circle where the key changes and only where the key changes, you'll catch it. So we have B flat, C, B flat, E, E, E. And it's E flats now. Everything, E flats. Da 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 do da 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 da. Ooh, da 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 da. For the most part, we're only playing 3 notes. It's not until the end that we add more notes. So we're just going back and forth between B flat or B flat, C, and E flat. Then at the end we do add a high D, and then also we have a G flat. So G flat, if you take your high F, you're going to lift up this finger and put down this one. So G flat looks like this. Or this one, it doesn't, this probably go with this one for that. So 4th finger added to your G flat. Let's try All Shook Up. We'll do it 1 time slow and then 1 time faster. Start with your pickup notes. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So that's at the hop. Let's try it, or sorry, that's All Shook Up. Let's try it again, and let's go a little faster. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. Then we go into our standard 8th notes. We stop swinging for just a little bit. At the hop is not swung. Now, we don't play for the first 8 measures almost about the hop, 10 measures even, because there's 2 measures before it starts. And then when we do, our key signature has changed again. We've added in a D flat. Now, you do get lucky. There are no D flats in this song, but be careful, because if there were, you would need to know about it. So we always need to be checking our key signature. So in this song, we're playing a lot of A flats, E flats, some Fs, all really familiar notes. The only thing that you might be wondering about is that dotted quarter note right before 99. You know that's on the and of 3, because you have a half rest and then an 8th rest. So and of 3, and then everything else pretty easy to count. So let's play at the hop. We'll start pickups to 99. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And that is at the hop. So we're on to our last section. Now, our last section is, first of all, if you don't have your repeat from the end of measure 122, mark back to 111. We play that 3 times. The first time is forte, second time is mezzo piano, and the third time is piano. So we're getting softer each time. And we're just playing that same thing that we had earlier. A flat, G, 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 A flat. Same notes, just different rhythm. Let's try those 2 measures, just those 2 measures 1 time. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, go. And we're back to our swing, so make sure you're swinging again. Now, those last 10 or so measures, those are tricky. They are finger twisters. So I have a few different ways you can practice those. We'll go through them one at a time. So the first thing I like to do is called the switch game. And that's when I'll play a note, I'll switch my fingers, and I'll play a note. And I'll do it in rhythm. So I'll slow this down a lot, where I'm making each of those 8th notes like a quarter note instead. And I'll play... And I'll go through as many times as it takes to feel really, really comfortable with all of those switches. The first one is not the worst one. The third one, that one's a little bit tricky. B flat D F, B flat D F, B flat D F, B flat D F. And then I think the hardest one might be that C E G one. So it just takes a lot of practice. Another game you can do is groups of 3. And then once you want to level that up, you do 3 plus the first of the next group. And once again, you can play these games as slow as you want. They can go any tempo. I'm just playing them fast so you can hear how they go. So once you've done all kinds of these games, you can play them over and over again. You can also just start it really, really slow and then start playing it a little bit faster once you feel better about it. But really making sure that you can go between all of these notes smoothly is the key. Let's try playing 123 to 133. Super, super slow. Ready? 1 and 2 and ready, play. And if you need to go even slower, that's okay too. All right, if you're ready to go a little bit faster, let's try a medium tempo. Da 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 da. 1, 2, ready, go. Now let's try our real tempo. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, go. And those accents at the top, they'll come out automatically because it's the highest note you're playing. And you play the flute, so your higher notes are automatically going to be louder than your lower notes. So don't even worry about those accents, they will happen. And congratulations, we made it all the way through Swing the Mood. So go ahead and keep working on it. These tricky parts, they take a lot of practice, just learning how to switch between those high notes and all of those things like that. But if you're doing well, congratulations. Even if you're not doing well yet, congratulations on checking out this video and trying to play this honor band music. You are doing a great job just by trying. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video and have a great day.